If you're planning to grab a rotisserie turkey from any of these 6 popular chains this holiday season, you might want to watch this video before you carve into that golden brown bird. Because what's hiding under that crispy skin could turn your family feast into a food safety nightmare faster than you can say, "Pass the gravy." We're talking about stores you trust, brands you've shopped at for years, places where millions of families will pick up their holiday centerpiece without a second thought. But behind those spinning rotisseries and those tempting aromas lies a web of health violations, contamination risks, and corner-cutting practices that would make your grandmother's turkey baster spin in its grave. From warehouse giants to organic darlings, from southern sweethearts to bargain champions, these 6 chains have one thing in common. They're gambling with your family's health every time they slide another bird into that display case. Temperature abuse, cross-contamination, expired products relabeled and resold. Some of these revelations will shock you. Others might just save your holiday. Drop a comment and tell us where you usually buy your holiday turkey, or which of these chains surprised you the most. Hit that like button if you want the truth served with your dinner, and subscribe because we're just getting started roasting the food industry's dirtiest secrets. Let's start with America's favorite warehouse store, where everything comes supersized, including the health risks. Let's start with America's favorite warehouse store, where everything comes in bulk, including the health violations. Costco's rotisserie turkeys might feed your whole family, but they might also send them all to the emergency room together. Here's what Costco doesn't advertise. Those massive birds sitting under heat lamps can stay there for up to 4 hours before being pulled. That's 4 hours in what food safety experts call the danger zone, where bacteria multiply faster than Black Friday shoppers rushing for discounted electronics. Former deli workers have reported seeing turkeys with internal temperatures below 140 degrees still being sold to unsuspecting customers. One former Costco employee uploaded a video showing the behind-the-scenes turkey prep process, workers handling raw poultry, then immediately touching cooked birds without changing gloves. The same cutting boards used for raw chicken in the morning, wiped down with a damp cloth, then used for slicing turkey in the afternoon. That's not cross-training. That's cross-contamination with a membership card. A customer in Texas posted photos of their Costco turkey that looked perfectly golden on the outside, but was completely raw near the bone. The caption read, $24.99 for salmonella, with a side of cranberry sauce. Another shopper discovered their bird had been sitting so long under the heat lamp that the skin had turned leather tough, while the meat inside remained dangerously undercooked. Health inspection records from Costco locations across multiple states reveal a pattern of temperature violations, improper food storage, and inadequate staff training. One inspector noted that rotisserie birds were being held at temperatures ranging from 120 to 160 degrees, creating perfect conditions for bacterial growth in the cooler sections of each turkey. But here's the real kicker. Costco's bulk buying model means their turkeys often sit in warehouses for weeks before hitting those rotisserie spits. You're not just buying dinner, you're buying a science experiment that's been touring the country longer than a rock band. And unlike that membership you renew every year, food poisoning doesn't come with a money-back guarantee. Now let's head to a chain that built its entire reputation on rotisserie expertise, where the ovens spin all day but the standards apparently don't. Boston Market built its entire brand on rotisserie chicken and turkey expertise. But behind those spinning ovens lies a trail of health department citations that would make a fast food joint blush. You walk into Boston Market expecting home-style cooking and rotisserie mastery. What you're actually getting is a masterclass in how to violate food safety regulations while maintaining the illusion of quality. Former employees have revealed that those gleaming rotisserie ovens are rarely cleaned properly, with grease buildup so thick it could be mistaken for a new menu item. One worker described the oven interiors as looking like they hadn't seen a deep clean since the Clinton administration. Here's where it gets disturbing. Boston Market's policy allows cooked turkeys to sit in warming units for up to 6 hours before being discarded. But multiple employees have admitted that during busy periods, managers would reset the timers rather than waste product. That means your holiday turkey could have been lounging in bacterial paradise longer than your last Netflix binge session. A viral TikTok from a former Boston market cook showed the process of preparing turkeys for the rotisserie, birds that had been sitting in coolers for days, some with suspicious discoloration, all getting the same treatment, a quick rinse and onto the spit. The video's caption simply read, "This is why I became vegetarian." The comments section was a horror show of current and former employees sharing their own nightmarish experiences. Customer complaints paint an even grimmer picture. One family in Ohio posted photos of their Thanksgiving turkey that was charred black on the outside but completely raw inside, with pink juices running onto their dinner table. Another customer found what appeared to be mold growing under the skin of their supposedly fresh rotisserie bird. Boston Market's response? A generic apology and a coupon for another turkey. Health inspection records reveal that Boston Market locations have been cited for improper food storage temperatures, inadequate hand-washing facilities, and employees handling food without proper training. One location in Florida was temporarily shut down after inspectors found turkey drippings pooling on prep surfaces and evidence of rodent activity near food storage areas. The irony is thick as their gravy. A chain that markets itself as the rotisserie experts can't seem to master the basics of food safety. When your signature cooking method becomes a health hazard, maybe it's time to rotate out of the business entirely. Next up is a store that charges premium prices for premium problems, all wrapped up in organic marketing that's anything but natural. Whole Foods wants you to believe their rotisserie turkeys are naturally raised, ethically sourced, and safely prepared. But that premium price tag might just be buying you premium problems wrapped in organic marketing. Here's what they don't tell you about those $40 turkeys gleaming under their artisanal heat lamps. Multiple former employees have confessed that Whole Foods operates under intense pressure to maintain profit margins while projecting an image of wholesome quality. When turkeys don't sell by their supposed freshness date, workers are instructed to repackage them with new labels and extended sell-by dates. One whistleblower described it as putting lipstick on a pig, except the pig costs 3 times more and comes with a side of false righteousness. The organic label creates a dangerous illusion of safety. Customers assume that because they're paying premium prices, they're getting premium care. Wrong. A former deli manager revealed that organic and conventional turkeys are often prepared on the same equipment, using the same utensils, without proper sanitization between batches. That means your expensive organic bird might be sharing bacteria with the conventional turkey sitting next to it, like an unwanted bacterial potluck. One customer went viral after posting a video of their Whole Foods turkey that cost $53 and arrived with a rancid smell that could clear a yoga studio. The turkey's skin was slimy to the touch, and when cut open, revealed meat that had turned an unnatural gray-green color. Whole Foods' response? They offered a replacement turkey and asked the customer to delete the video. The customer's reply became internet gold. Delete this turkey from existence first. Health inspection reports from Whole Foods locations show a troubling pattern of temperature control violations, particularly in their prepared foods sections. One inspector found rotisserie turkeys being held at temperatures as low as 125 degrees, well below the minimum safe holding temperature of 140 degrees. Another location was cited for storing raw turkey above ready-to-eat foods, creating a drip contamination risk that would make health inspectors weep organic tears. Employee testimonials reveal the crushing pressure to meet sales targets while maintaining the Whole Foods image. Workers report being told to keep turkeys in warmers well past safe holding times rather than take the financial loss. As one former employee put it, "We were selling peace of mind at premium prices, but the only thing premium about it was the markup." But if you think organic equals safe, wait until you hear about the grocery giant where keeping things cool apparently isn't a priority. Kroger operates over 2,700 stores across America, but apparently, consistent refrigeration isn't one of their strengths. Their rotisserie turkeys spend more time in the danger zone than a Top Gun pilot. Let's talk about temperature control, or in Kroger's case, temperature chaos. The danger zone for food safety sits between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, where bacteria throw parties that would make spring breakers jealous. Former Kroger deli workers have reported that rotisserie cases frequently malfunction, leaving turkeys sitting at temperatures that turn your holiday meal into a bacterial breeding ground faster than you can say, wishbone. One employee uploaded a photo of a temperature log that looked like a medical chart for someone having a heart attack. Temperatures jumping from 130 to 170 to 110 degrees, all within the same hour. Management solution? Keep serving the turkeys and hope nobody notices. That's not temperature control. That's temperature roulette with your digestive system as the stakes. A customer in Michigan shared their horror story about a Kroger turkey that seemed perfectly fine until they got home and realized it was ice cold in the center, despite sitting under heat lamps for hours. When they returned to complain, the manager casually mentioned that their warming case had been broken for 3 days, but they were still selling turkeys because corporate hadn't approved the repair costs yet. Apparently, your food safety is less important than their quarterly budget meetings. Health inspection records reveal a pattern that would make a refrigeration technician cry. Multiple Kroger locations cited for broken thermometers, malfunctioning display cases, and employees who couldn't explain why the rotisserie turkey felt colder than the produce section. One inspector noted that the deli case was maintaining temperatures more inconsistent than a teenager's mood swings. The real problem is corporate policy that prioritizes profit over proper equipment maintenance. Employees report being told to continue selling from broken cases until repair technicians can arrive, which sometimes takes days. One former manager described it as playing musical chairs with food safety. Except when the music stops, somebody gets food poisoning. When asked about temperature logs, employees often shrug and admit they sometimes just write down random numbers that look reasonable, because nothing says quality control like creative writing applied to thermometer readings. But if you think broken equipment is bad, wait until you see what happens when everyday low prices meet everyday low standards. Walmart's rotisserie turkeys might save you money, but they could cost you your health. When you're competing on price alone, something has to give, and it's usually food safety standards. Here's what most people don't know about Walmart's everyday low prices. They're achieved through everyday low staffing. The deli section that handles those rotisserie turkeys often operates with skeleton crews who are juggling multiple responsibilities. One former employee revealed that during busy shifts, a single worker might be responsible for the rotisserie, the fryer, the sandwich counter, and cleaning duties. That's not multitasking. That's a recipe for disaster with a side of food poisoning. The pressure to keep costs down creates dangerous shortcuts. Multiple whistleblowers have shared that Walmart's rotisserie turkeys are often sourced from suppliers who prioritize volume over quality. These birds arrive at stores already compromised, having been processed in facilities that handle massive quantities with minimal oversight. One insider described the supplier relationship as a race to the bottom, where the cheapest bid wins regardless of food safety track record. A viral video from a Walmart customer showed their rotisserie turkey falling apart before they even left the parking lot. The meat was so overcooked and dried out that it crumbled like sawdust, while other sections remained suspiciously pink and undercooked. The customer's commentary was priceless. "I paid $12 for what looks like turkey jerky that gave up halfway through becoming jerky." Employee training at Walmart is notoriously rushed, with many deli workers receiving less than 4 hours of food safety instruction before handling rotisserie equipment. One former worker admitted they learned about proper food temperatures from a customer complaint rather than company training. When your food safety education comes from angry customers, you know the system has failed. Health inspection reports paint a grim picture across Walmart locations nationwide. Temperature violations, improper food storage, and inadequate cleaning procedures appear with alarming consistency. One inspector found rotisserie turkeys being held at room temperature for over 2 hours after the warming case broke down. Management's response was to put them on sale rather than discard them. The real cost of those savings becomes clear when you factor in potential medical bills, lost work days, and the misery of foodborne illness. That $12 turkey could end up costing you hundreds in healthcare expenses, assuming you're lucky enough to avoid serious complications. But our final stop might be the most shocking of all, because it involves a chain that's built its reputation on Southern hospitality and customer trust. Publix has built a reputation as the South's most trusted grocery chain, known for customer service and quality. But their rotisserie turkey program hides secrets that would shock even their most loyal customers. Here's what happens behind Publix's pleasant green and white facade. The company's obsession with maintaining its wholesome image creates pressure on employees to hide problems rather than fix them. Former deli workers have revealed that when rotisserie equipment malfunctions or turkeys show signs of spoilage, the standard response isn't to discard the product, it's to find creative ways to make it look acceptable. One whistleblower described it as putting makeup on a corpse and hoping nobody looks too closely. The Publix promise of quality becomes a nightmare when you discover what employees are actually promised by management. Multiple former workers have shared that they were explicitly told to prioritize sales numbers over food safety concerns. When turkeys sit too long under heat lamps, workers are instructed to rotate them to different positions to hide the dried-out sections. That golden brown turkey you're admiring might have been playing musical chairs for hours. A customer in Georgia went viral after documenting their Publix turkey experience on social media. What looked like a perfectly roasted bird from the display case turned out to have been sitting so long that the meat had developed a rubbery texture and an off-putting smell. When they returned to complain, a manager quietly admitted that the bird had been in the warmer for over 8 hours, well beyond safe holding times. The manager's exact words, "We were hoping someone would buy it before we had to throw it away." Health inspection records from Publix locations across the Southeast reveal a troubling pattern of violations that contradict the chain's reputation. Temperature abuse, cross-contamination between raw and cooked products, and inadequate employee training appear repeatedly in official reports. One inspector found that rotisserie turkeys were being prepared using the same equipment used for raw chicken without proper sanitization between uses. The most disturbing revelation comes from former employees who describe a culture of appearance over substance. Workers report being coached to arrange display cases to hide older products behind fresher ones, creating an illusion of quality that masks potential health risks. One former manager admitted that customer trust was being weaponized to sell substandard products because people assume Publix would never compromise their standards. The stakes are real. Families trusting a beloved regional brand could end up with holiday disasters that extend far beyond disappointing dinner conversation. So after exposing 6 major chains and their rotisserie turkey failures, what's a health-conscious shopper supposed to do? 6 major chains. 6 different ways to turn your holiday celebration into a health hazard. But the real story here isn't just about individual restaurants failing. It's about an entire industry that's gambling with your family's safety while counting on your trust and convenience to keep the profits rolling. Think about what we've uncovered. Temperature abuse that turns turkey into bacterial breeding grounds. Cross-contamination that makes raw and cooked meat swap germs like kids trading Pokemon cards. Equipment so poorly maintained it belongs in a horror movie, not a food service operation. And employees pressured to prioritize sales over safety, creating a culture where your health comes second to corporate profit margins. The common thread running through all 6 chains is the disconnect between marketing promises and kitchen reality. Costco sells bulk convenience, but delivers bulk contamination risks. Boston Market trades on rotisserie expertise while violating basic food safety principles. Whole Foods charges premium prices for premium problems wrapped in organic deception. Kroger can't keep temperatures consistent across thousands of locations. Walmart sacrifices safety for savings, and Publix weaponizes Southern hospitality to hide Southern health hazards. Here's what should terrify you. These aren't isolated incidents or rogue employees making mistakes. These are systemic problems built into business models that prioritize speed, cost-cutting, and profit over the most basic responsibility any food retailer has, keeping customers safe. When corporate policies encourage corner-cutting and employee training focuses more on sales techniques than food safety, contamination becomes inevitable. The emotional betrayal runs deeper than just bad turkey. These are brands you've trusted, stores where you've shopped for years, places you've recommended to friends and family. You've built relationships with these companies based on the assumption that they share your priorities, that they care about your well-being as much as your wallet. But the evidence suggests otherwise. Every time you walk into one of these stores and see those golden brown turkeys spinning under heat lamps, you're looking at a system designed to hide problems, not solve them. Those appealing displays mask temperature abuse, cross-contamination, and food safety violations that could turn your family gathering into a medical emergency. The question isn't whether these problems exist. The evidence is overwhelming. The question is what you're going to do about it, especially with the holiday season approaching and millions of families depending on these same chains for their centerpiece meals. But here's the revelation that ties everything together. The industry secret that explains why these problems persist across 6 completely different chains with different business models, different price points, and different target customers. The dirty truth is that most rotisserie turkeys aren't actually cooked in the stores where you buy them. They're partially cooked at massive industrial facilities, flash frozen, shipped across the country, and then reheated in those spinning display ovens you see. What you think is fresh cooking is actually elaborate food theater designed to create the illusion of quality while hiding an industrial process that prioritizes shelf life over safety. Industry insiders have revealed that this pre-baked system creates multiple contamination opportunities that traditional cooking methods avoid. Turkeys are handled by dozens of workers across multiple facilities before reaching your plate. They're cooked, cooled, frozen, shipped, thawed, and reheated, with each step creating new risks for bacterial growth and cross-contamination. One food safety expert described it as playing Russian roulette with poultry, except every chamber has a bullet. The reheating process is where the real dangers emerge. Those beautiful golden brown turkeys, spinning under heat lamps, often have internal temperatures that vary wildly from section to section. The breast meat might reach safe temperatures, while the thigh meat remains dangerously undercooked. Former employees across all 6 chains have confirmed that temperature checks are often skipped during busy periods, meaning customers are essentially beta testing whether their turkey is safe to eat. Here's the most disturbing part. The food safety training that employees receive focuses more on avoiding liability than preventing contamination. Workers are taught to document temperatures and follow procedures not to keep food safe, but to protect companies from lawsuits when people inevitably get sick. One former manager described it as corporate ass covering disguised as food safety protocol. The timing couldn't be worse. Holiday seasons create perfect storm conditions, where demand spikes, employee hours are cut to manage costs, and pressure to move product overrides safety concerns. Those beautiful Thanksgiving and Christmas displays represent peak risk periods when corners are most likely to be cut and problems most likely to be hidden. What started as 6 individual chain investigations has revealed something far more sinister. An entire industry built on deception, where the appearance of quality masks systematic safety failures that put millions of families at risk every single day. So what can you actually do to protect your family without giving up holiday traditions entirely? Remember how we started this journey? 6 trusted chains, millions of holiday shoppers, and the promise that what's hiding under that crispy skin could turn your family feast into a nightmare. Well, now you know the truth isn't hiding anymore. From Costco's bulk contamination risks to Publix's Southern deception, from Boston Market's expertise facade to Walmart's race to the bottom, these aren't just bad turkey stories. They're warnings about an industry that's weaponized your trust, engineered your convenience, and gambled with your health while counting on you to never look behind the curtain. The real tragedy isn't just the temperature abuse, cross-contamination, or corporate corner cutting. It's that millions of families will gather around tables this holiday season, completely unaware that their centerpiece meal represents everything wrong with industrial food production disguised as home-style cooking. Your family's safety shouldn't depend on luck. And your holiday traditions shouldn't require a food safety gamble. The truth isn't always appetizing, but it's always better than the alternative. If this opened your eyes to what's really spinning in those rotisserie cases, hit that like button and subscribe for more industry secrets they don't want you to know. Drop a comment and tell us which chain shocked you the most, or share your own horror story from these restaurants. And please, share this with someone who still thinks that golden brown turkey is worth the risk, because the truth deserves to be served alongside every meal.